Welcome to the Texas Goat Radio Show. I'm your host, Matorius. This is part 14 of the 1740. To be honest with you, this is probably one of my favorite live streams in a minute. And not for the reasons you would think. Not to quote Owen Benjamin himself, but he has shown his hand in so many forms.
They just don't know what to do with you, BB. What happened to the potential Doug Stanhope?
If you call him BB, you're calling him Big Bear, which is, in his own cult terminology, you're calling him Daddy, just to let you know. So if you're anybody, man, woman, child, calling this person BB or Big Bear, you're calling this person Daddy.
No, mate. I haven't heard from him. That's the type of things. It's like, Doug Stanhope was like writing me that he really wanted to visit. And I'm like,
Doug Stanhope. Right. I was trying to think of his name the other day.
I don't know. I was like a little, I didn't really know how to handle it at first. And I was like, okay, And then we were like talking back and forth, and I don't hear from him, and I don't care because I don't like celebrities typically. Like, not celebrities, but like, I don't put famous people above anyone else to the point where
Doug Stanhope, unless you're like really into stand-up comedy or I don't want to say older, but older, probably there's a whole lot of people that don't know who Doug Stanhope is. But if you're a comedian, you know who Doug Stanhope is. He's famous amongst the famous people.
I actually prefer non-famous people. But I like Doug Stanhope. We got along really well on the Impractical Jokers cruise that we did together. But I just don't need high maintenance.
See, I had no idea. I had no idea that Doug Stanhope was in on that. That's so weird that the Impractical Jokers picked Owen Benjamin out of all the comedians.
People in my life. He might not be high maintenance, but I'm down for the experience. I'm down to do have an adventure with Doug Stanhope, but I also am very busy. But I like him, and
he's not busy at all. He's doing a 2 hour and 20-minute live stream, and then he'll do another hour and a half live stream later on, and possibly another live stream later on. Probably did one this morning, earlier that day. He live streams like 8 hours a day between Instagram and this and Twitter. He probably spends a full 8 hours a day on social media.
Root for him, and I think he's hilarious, but I don't. Persian Jew, why would you not be honored to be roasted by BB? Exactly.
Once again, if you call him BB, you're not getting out of the whole Big Bear thing. You're still calling him Big Bear. That's what BB stands for. His bear name is Big, which makes you small, right? And in the Big Bear community, or the bear community, you can only imagine what that means if he's the big and you're the small. And then not to mention his whole a 14, 15-year-old is the exact same as a 35-year-old shtick. Because I would say that's objectively wrong, because you can prove it with science, with biology. Yeah, so if you call him BB, you're calling him Daddy. That's what you're called. And I'm going to repeat that. This one's probably going to be, it's starting off a message to the actual current Bears.
Stanhope is reliable as a hooker in a rainstorm. Yeah. Stanhope likes discounted meat. I met Doug Stanhope once. Dude was whacked. Funny dude. I liked him. He came up to me on the cruise. He goes, I'll be honest with you. Normally, he goes, I fucking hate comedians that say men and women are different. But you made me laugh. Ask my girlfriend. And his girlfriend was like, it's true. You made him laugh. It's like, you made me laugh. Like, genuinely, it was fucking hilarious. And I fucking hate. He's like looking at me deep in the eyes. He's like, I hate.
For somebody that does impersonations terribly, he sure does a lot of them. And this is just him exaggerating a story, much like Bert Kreischer, which, I mean, to each their own, you know. I enjoy Bert Kreischer's comedy way more than I enjoy Owen Benjamin's attempt at comedy.
Comedians that say men and women are different. But you were like fucking great. I mean, I was like dying laughing. Tell him.
And if you know who Doug Stanhope is, that is an absolutely horrendous Doug Stanhope impression.
His girlfriend's like, he was like so laughing. And he's like, Jesus, man. It's like, I've never laughed at that shit before in my life. It was fucking great. He's like, normally it's fucking hack shit. I fucking hate it. I'm like, thanks. He's like, yeah, dude, let's hang out. Stanhope stared with Rogan in the second version of the Man Show, lasted 3 or 4 episodes. I can see him being like, yeah, it was a Man Show. I say we just start fucking killing these people. And they're like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, it's men being men. Let's really take this thing to the next level. I love this intensity. Yeah, it was the most, like, compliment insult.
I honestly think the only reason why anybody would still try to participate in Owen Benjamin's grift and cult or whatever is because of the whole Hollywood allure. If he truly was against Hollywood as much as he was, he wouldn't mention it as much as he does. That's for sure. The things about how would I say this? If you've ever struggled with addiction, one of the things that you do is you stay away from the thing that you're addicted to. Whether it's drugs or whatever, anything you can, food. So many addictions. You don't talk about it. You stay away from it. You're preoccupied with other things.
That was genuine I've ever gotten simultaneously. Like, I've gotten that from women in the past where they'd be like, I'm normally super turned off by, like, I usually only date, like small athletes that are just, like, shredded. But you're, like, this giant guy. Normally I don't like giant guys, but, like, I'm attracted to you. And I'm like, why don't you go back to the nigger on the fucking Cowboys then? No one cares. Oh.
I would like somebody with an actual degree. Like in psychology or sociology or something. What was that? He was he was bragging on himself, telling the story through a made-up woman saying how she's normally attracted to somebody else. It started with Doug Stanhope saying that he normally didn't find that type of humor humorous, but then he found him funny and he wanted to hang out with him, and that he really, really used to hate it and whatever. But now it went from that to him telling a story in the character of a woman, telling him, he's playing a character and the character is a woman, telling him that he's super attractive, but she's normally not attracted to tall guys. And then he blows up and says, well, why don't you go back to the blank? I want to replay it, but I'm over that word.
Jesus. I used to get that a lot, like women.
Yeah, no, you didn't. He never got anything. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Always give me these backhanded physical compliments. I'd be like, I've never really been into, like, giant white guys. I usually like professional athlete, like, black guys. I'm like, AIDS test for one. And they'd be like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, you're a whore and a race traitor. I've never been, like, turned on to, like, a giant white guy. I usually like black athletes.
What kind of, and I'm going to say this, what kind of human garbage thinks this is funny? And that's very offensive and that's very aggressive. And yeah, I apologize for it. But what type of person? Okay, I apologize. You're not human garbage just because you think something's funny. That was out of pocket. I genuinely am sorry about that. But I would really like to know what type of person genuinely seriously think that they laughed at that for it being comedy. Not laughing at it. I'd say laughing with it. What person laughed with that joke? Maybe you laughed at it because of how ridiculous or how offensive or something like that. But like the way that he is, the way he just laughed at that, I don't know, man. Humor is so subjective. It's weird. That was aggressive. I didn't mean to say that. I mean, I did. I thought about it and I said it anyway. But yeah, people can have regrets. Sorry I said that.
You know, they're like real hard and fast, and they're just like, ugh. I'm like, you are a fucking whore. What's wrong with you? It's like saying with Doug Stamp, you're like a hacky fuck, but like you're. Well, I've always been into like.
Oh my goodness, man.
You should have reversed on them. I normally think if you burn the coal, you pay the toll, but you're kind of interesting. Whenever. Well, back then I didn't actually care. I didn't care about anybody, so I was just like, blah blah blah, fuck, suck. I didn't care. It's like.
Now, I've heard dudes refer to something in a way. That's not how I've ever heard a straight guy refer to something in a way.
Reversed on them. I normally think if you burn the coal, you pay the. Oh, but you're kind of interesting whenever. Well, back then I didn't actually care. I didn't care about anybody, so I was just like, blah blah blah, fuck, suck. I didn't care. It's like I wasn't actually offended, but I would just think like.
Yeah, that didn't sound normal, did it? That sounded as though that's what he participated in. I mean, you know what I'm saying. You know what that sounded like.
Oh, like, that's weird. But I didn't care about it. I don't even remember any of their names or anything. I'm talking about just, you know, it'd be like the local hot chick in a city that was like dating the guy on the.
Why does he always refer to himself as the hot chick, the woman? He was alpha over me and I loved it. I think we know why.
Cavaliers, or you know, it's like you're like the Miami Heat cheerleader or something. You know, it's like normally I only date athletes, and you're like not an athlete, but you're just like hot to me for some reason. I think it's because you can play Coldplay. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what you're even saying right now. I'm drunk and I aim hard. Oh, how dare you? You know what? It's time to beat it. I was not that much of an asshole. I just didn't care. I'd be like,
maybe that's not how he meant it, but I've heard him refer to himself as a female.
Party? Everyone likes partying and sucking and fucking. It's like such a blur. It doesn't even. It's like so nonsense. Young men, don't waste your life having meaningless sex. You barely even remember.
That's honestly, that's really, really good advice. If you don't even have to be young, just don't waste your time having meaningless sex. That is great advice.
It's so fucking pointless, and they're all so dumb. It's all Charlie Brown's mom's.
And it's really hard to break yourself away from something like that. It is.
I swear to God, it is. It's like, it's just like, it was like, it's like, do animals have a memory? Like cows? That's basically what I was, just chewing on my cud, squirting. It's like, when you're on the level of animal, you don't have these like beautiful memories. You're not like, oh yeah, it's just like a blur. You just have these like highlighted memories where you're like, oh, that happened. I remember that. That was pretty funny. Oh yeah, I remember them. They seem like they were having a good time, but it's so pointless. Like I'll remember every single moment of my life now with crystal clear, just detail and massive events in my life from the past. I think like my mind and conscious just kind of let them all go. They're like, you don't need that shit. You gotta really get to the bottom of these Jews.
Well, it's almost two different realities, and so in your head, you separate it. I've done so many different things in my life that I have to sit down and actually remember, oh, wow, I did do that. That's crazy. Or, wow, yeah. But on a normal day-to-day life, I don't think about those things, you know?
And if you've ever said spank bank, there's no spank bank. I don't possess a spank bank. I literally, it's hard to even explain my relationship with my past. Like it helped make me who I am and like taught me a lot, but it's as if it never happened. It's as if it's like another life. Like
yeah, kind of. It's almost two different. If you've ever lived in one place for a long time and then another place for a long time, I don't know if anybody else is like that, but I kind of get what he's saying. Now, I think one of the reasons why he acts like his past didn't happen is because he did some things in his past that he hasn't come to grips with. That's my personal opinion.
It's like, I can't even, and I know it sounds gay to talk about heart chakras and shit, but I think it is a lot like my friend said. He was like, your heart was closed. Like you didn't feel things that you do now, you know? Where it's like now, because I was talking about this in the beginning. I was talking to an old friend who was telling me about hookup culture in Los Angeles. And I was like, yeah, but they're all like dead-eyed now. He's like, now? He's like, they were when you used to hook up with them too. You just didn't see how dead their eyes were because your fucking eyes were dead too. And I'm like, whoa. He's like, yeah, your heart chakra wasn't blasted open from love. You know? All right. It's like a different,
What kind of love? What kind of love is displayed in Owen Benjamin's life? Through his words, through his actions, through the things that he's done? What type of love is present, obvious, true, that you can show and reveal by the fruits? Genuine question.
Timeline, like it feels like another life. And it doesn't even feel like hot. It's not like erotic. It's not like, oh, those were the days. I'm like, man, what was I doing? That Kundalini sat at the Mandahara, am I right? Shut up, Jacobad.
That's such a weird way of describing that. Unless he's talking about something that he just genuinely, I mean, there's so many layers and speculation. The way he talks, we all know that one person that talks the way he does, and they are, in the words of Norm Macdonald, deeply closeted.
I found his humor, Crowder, to be lacking, to say the least. In these 7 years, I've been a silent listener, and even though I can probably say that I have donated to both campgrounds, my lack of letters leaves a great deal of gay to pay away.
No way is this a real letter.
Thank you for donating to the campgrounds. It means a lot. BB's old wife is Mandelu. Totally. I love how much Bunny appreciates my wealth of comedy. I feel like I'm on at least my fourth life just in this current life alone. Bro, I feel exactly the same. Exactly the same. I feel the way about my old life, the way people describe past lives. Like, it's like, it doesn't feel like me at all. Like, it feels like it was me, but it was like, what the hell was that? Like, whole eras of my life I no longer even relate to. There's like a whole section of my life where I was just sitting, me and my friend would just sit in his room. We just listen to the Doors all the time and smoke weed and like play cards. Like, what the fuck was that? I don't know. All right, anyway. Which I first started listening. I was a janitor living in my parents' basement, working at the company my aunt and mother made. I remember thinking that my job sucks, and so I didn't put much effort into it. My mother skipped to get back. Born thoughts. However, it was during.
Oh my! How much did they pay for him to read this letter? And this is another thing that, I mean, it's endorphins, man. It's the whole my 15 minutes of fame type of thing. Hey man, this dude that used to be engaged to Christina Ricci read my letter yesterday on the live stream. Really? Why? Do you write interesting stuff? Like, why did he do that? Well, I mean, I had to pay him $50, but
COVID, and while I refused to mask up in Arizona, doing so in Vegas and hospital visits, juggle medication.
All right.
You have nothing to say. I'm trying to think of other words. You got spay, say, Dre. Yeah, rest in peace, Duke, man. This one's going out to Duke.
No. Oh.
Thank you, Bunny Bear. Best comedian ever. Best comedian ever. Obviously, I'm not gay. I'm a daily. Let's take a look. The bit the other day was great for the.
Did y'all see that? It said Christopher Walken is one of the greatest comedians ever, by the way. He is super funny. There's a video of him on Saturday Night Live where it's his googly-eyed cactuses. It's so stupid and funny. I thought it was hilarious.
I forgot it. The fuck, Jacobad? You really don't have it? If you guys remember any bits, please comment it on Rumble. Because I need bits. You can't get close to God unless you talk.
What? Well, let's slow this down.
Too graphic. Might be a little too sexual. I'm Pentecostal. Oh, I want him. That's the guy. Niggle, best comedian ever. We can do that. I might just be a disaster at the festival. Just fucking bomb. best comedian ever.
That's that clip that I saw.
I'm sure there's a lot of that.
That is it. I saw it on Reddit and posted it on
YouTube. At the
YouTube.
festival. Just fucking bomb. All right, best. On him. That's the guy. Niggle, best comedian ever. We can do that. I might just be a disaster at the festival. Just fucking bomb.
Wow. That's it.
All right, best comedian ever.
That's like seeing a picture of an animal you've never seen before and then see it in the wild. Wow, that's 2 hours in. A great find.
I'm sure there's a lot of that. Okay. Yeah, as a comedian, I think he's the best. All right, the comedian kingmaker, it doesn't get worse. And the arts, thank you, Bunny Bear. Best comedian ever. Best comedian ever. Obviously, I'm not gay. I'm a daily. Let's take a look. The bit the other day was great for the fest, but I forgot it. The fuck, Jackobat? You really don't have it?
I mean, when you think about it, there's people that follow bands around. They follow comedians around. Some people don't mind hearing the same joke over and over and over. You know? So, I mean, how many times has Bert Kreischer said the Machine story, which is a great story, you know? I mean, it is. It's entertaining. It's funny. It went viral for a reason. It was a movie for a reason. I'm not saying it's one of the best. I'm just saying it was funny. I can understand why people like it and thought it was funny. But does he tell that story every time that he does a show, though?
If you guys remember any bits, please comment it on Rumble. Because I need bits. You can't get close.
The last documentary that I watched, and I'm pretty sure I finished it. He actually needed bits so much that he asked everybody on the internet to give him ideas for bits. Hey, funny man, make this funny.
Guy, unless you talk like a sand person from Star Wars. Hilarious. To grad school. And by grace, I too have settled down and almost tamed a fiery woman who is the love of my life. She has given me my 2 children and more to come if God wills it. Amazing. Yeah, we are very similar. First, about your artistry. Best comedian ever, obviously, because I'm not gay. I'm a daily listener. But let's take it back. Oh, someone else. Niggle, that's a good bit. Okay, I'm going to niggle, that's a good bit. That's a really good idea. Hang on. That's a good bit. Ooh. Whoa.
Oh, that's the problem.
Bringing my mommy on the stream to say I'm a smart boy. Yeah, that's it. That's a good bit. The fifth. All right, the fifth dentist. I'm at the Queen. Let's take a look at this one. They go, okay, fluoride in the water supply. So that got all the looking snappy today, Bart. Well, I've been eating much better. I've been trying to really dial in on my health.
Isn't this the shoulder pad episode?
If you don't have health, you don't have anything at all. Six-fingered man, remember that? All right, the fifth dentist met the Clintons. Hilarious Bowler Bear. Yeah, that's a good bit. The fifth. I want to talk to that fifth dentist. Yeah, got Arcana-sided. That is a good fucking bit. I'm gonna write that down. 4 out of 5 dentists agree. The fifth dentist worked for the Clintons.
Wow. So we know at least one joke that's making it on the special.
You guys want to hear some of the? I have been written down. I just wrote down a bit today that I had to lose weight because I was getting so fat that the cows kept trying to fuck me. All right, hang on. 4 out of 5.
No.
Dennis The fifth worked for the Clintons.
So now we know 2 bits that are going to be in the special.
I wrote that down today. I also wrote down today that I enjoy overhearing people fighting in public. I don't know if that's a funny bit idea, but like I went to Walmart today to get new headphones, and there was like people arguing, and I loved it. That's weird, right? But
No, I mean, not whenever you know who you are. Anyway, this is the Texas Goat Radio Show, and I'm your host, Matorius, as always. Till next time.